PoE 2's coming out of the gate swinging, and while I'm scared due to my baseball-like figure, my old wounds from this game have started to heal, and that praise is coming from a pretty big PoE 2 disliker. I'm not a hater, as hate is a strong word reserved only for my junglers in the Forbidden game, and anyone who pulls the intercontinental ballistic missile on me in chess.com. But despite my previous experiences in PoE 2 having not been amazing, I do still come back league after league and give it my best shot. And I actually did make 2 characters that got into mid-maps last league, so I can see the progress and the improvement. Unfortunately, that wound of spending 4 hours trapped in Act 2 in Dawn of the Hunt due to not being able to get a weapon more valuable than a transmutation shard still makes it harder than it should be to click that login button. Along with that, I am part of the wage slave cult in America, so that time commitment that PoE 2 requires always leads me to fall off harder than me falling off. But just as with PoE 1, my campaign times are slowly ramping up, and I actually think that Act 4 is a masterpiece before I am sentenced to 2 hours of the interlude. Feeling my knowledge grow on this game and seeing the game reward me further and further for this knowledge is making it easier to get in league after league. Now I can load up a character, fly through the acts in only an afternoon, and feel actual progress when I can do more than slam stun recovery and crit chance in Act 2. Obviously, I am not going to go through and talk about all the new mechanics because Zizaran beat me to it by around 13 years. Which in his defense, I should have invested my time at 11 into a fruitful streaming career, so that's my bad. But I do want to talk about my plan and how I am really starting to get a better opinion of PoE 2 now that we've seen more updates. GGG has been a company that, despite all its minor issues over the course of my 6 years involved, I've always had faith in their decisions. PoE 2 just felt like it happened faster than they were prepared for, and regardless of how little fun I had during the first few months of the game, I never wrote it off completely. And if you're watching this video and you were in the same camp I was, where you just sat idly every PoE 2 league, waiting for the new PoE 1 league to come out, I really do think you should give it a shot again. I certainly wasn't in my best form for my first year of streaming and making content. Alright, first run of the new save file. Some argue I'm still not in any form 3 years later, other than round, pudgy, and animated for some reason. Anyway, I'm getting off track. The new content looks not only fun, but also like something I would actually think about engaging in before maps, which is kind of a rarity for GGG. The days of getting absolutely one-tapped by Crucible, Lake of Kalandra, and Mercenaries. And while I absolutely love crafting items in this game,
let's go gambling! Aw, dang it. Aw, dang it.
I will say that at least getting more access to the slot machine is better when I don't have to Klarna my burrito. Shortcuts in the campaign to tell me where I'm going is a fantastic change that lets my second monitor endure even more abuse than it already does.
Your mother and I have a relationship that is all about a master-slave dynamic.
As being lost in the forest, desert, or temple loses its magic pretty quickly when it's all you're doing. Granted, I am someone who still goes the wrong way in Calm's Fortress, so maybe being bad with direction isn't a shared experience. And I absolutely love getting more expedition, which also happens to be something that's not a shared experience. The endgame now being more predictably laid out and having visual representation of league mechanics is such a cool change that I might actually stay in maps for more than 4 hours at a time. That is before I am asked by my girlfriend to go through the designated 3 hours of ARAMs. I'm sure the new Pinnacle bosses will be fun fights for the first 2 days until we inevitably learn how to one-shot them. Overall, it's a fantastic looking league and I am legitimately excited to play, especially since I'll have time to. And that's where we get into my plan for this league start. See, I started to lose some of the excitement from playing PoE in general. I just stopped finding joy in copying a build and just spamming content so that I could play another build. So something you're gonna see on this channel is my attempt at making my own builds. I love having challenges in my games. Mission abort! Mission abort! What the fuck are you? And now that the challenge of gameplay is starting to fade, I want the challenge of creating something of my own. So hopefully it goes well, and I will have a video to make about my journey creating a build, but considering I have more trouble in PoB than the actual game, there's no guarantee. So that's about it for me. I'll be streaming my league start on twitch.tv/Lord Eyevan, and I look forward to seeing some of you there. Also, if you like the new video format of my animated self, please let me know by dropping a like and sub on the video. I spent a lot of time trying to make it work, but I am limited on emotional range. Either way, just wanted to let everyone know that I am excited and wanted to share my excitement with you since I've been pretty negative about this game in the past. So I guess I'll see you next time.